Welcome to News Updates on Today Ghana News TV. We are live on the satellite via Twitch for our viewers in Eastern European countries and also on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Today Ghana News TV. We are also on anchor.fm/podcast at Today Ghana News TV. Now the headlines. 41st anniversary of the June 4th uprising. Dr. Frimpong Boateng has been placed under investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. We have these and other stories coming your way. My name is Edna Sabunya. The news is sponsored by Top Connect. Send money everywhere, no fees. The European chapters of the National Democratic Congress is holding a special conference in Amsterdam, Holland. In attendance will be the chairman, the general secretary, and the flag bearer of the party, former President John Dramani Mahama, and other party bigwigs. Ghanaians across the country celebrated the 41st anniversary of the June 4th uprising. The climax of the event was held at the EP Church in Howe in the Volta region. In attendance were chiefs, opinion leaders, and cadres. The event was addressed by the special guest of honor, His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama.
On the impact on our history. Today, we are wallowing in anguish and pain and suffering while reeling under severe hardship resulting directly from a mismanagement of our economy. Our country today has been declared bankrupt, and we've suffered the humiliation of defaulting on our debts. Prices of goods and services continue to rise, and our education and healthcare systems are in very poor shape. The livelihoods of millions of Ghanaians, including our aged, which is contingent on earnings from funds that they lent to the government, have also been ruined by a most callous debt restructuring program. Amidst this socio-economic gloom, the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government continues to dabble in corruption and waste of scarce public resources. They prefer to better their lot and improve their circumstances to the detriment of the millions of ordinary Ghanaians. Opulence, ostentation, gaslighting have become this government's preference, even as unemployment reaches unprecedented levels in our history. Almost all the independent state institutions carefully built and nurtured over the decades to ensure sound, balanced, and equitable governance have been deliberately weakened and bastardized through politicization and subjugation to the will of the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration and the ruling New Patriotic Party. Ours is a country in dire need of proper leadership and governance. The June 4th uprising occurred for far less than what is happening in our country today. The national decay can only fester. The national decay can only fester under this NPP mandate. A new revolution, this time of a democratic and peaceful kind, must take place at the elections of 2024 to end the suffering of our people and enable us to begin resetting our nation. It will be no easy task as we face an incumbent that is hell-bent on maintaining the status quo so that they can continue to better their circumstances and amass undeserved wealth at the expense of the Ghanaian people. We are responsible for organizing and letting our message of hope reach everyone across the length and breadth of our land, that the dark days will last only for a moment more, and that a new dawn is lurking on the horizon. And that when that new dawn breaks, the governmental rot, the economic hardships, and the insensitivity to the plight of the people, and the offensive corruption and waste of the people's resources will be a thing of the past. To the millions of young Ghanaians out there for whom affording 1 meal a day is a very serious challenge, and for whom living.
Joining us is Dr. Justice Salifu, a research scientist and member of the NDC Proforium in USA. Sir, welcome to News Updates on Today Ghana News TV.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
You're welcome. There was a celebration across the country on the June 4th uprising. Is this day still worthy of celebrating?
Well, June 4th, many people may not know what June 4th is about because it's been a long time since it happened. I think 44 years ago. Anybody born after June 4th, might have heard the stories unless they were born before June 4th happened. And before you can understand the event very well, you need to understand whatever happened before June 4th took place. Our country got independence in 1957. We had a lot of interruptions with our governance. In 69, we had the Westminster type of government, and that was overthrown by Kutu Achampong. And Kutu Achampong started very well because he brought a lot of good programs like the Operation Feed Yourself, and our country was beginning to gain its glory economically. For the first time in history, Ghana was exporting food, and industrialization was also set to take off. So we had the Operation Feed Yourselves and also the Operation Feed Your Industry. But at some point in time, because of the sanctions on Ghana, because Achampong refused to pay debt, and the international community indirectly put sanctions on Ghana. So economic hardship were beginning to manifest. So things got so bad, not as bad as we have it today, but you could obviously see that the country was headed wrong direction. Now, one thing that triggered June 4th was the uh, military grievances. It got to a point the soldiers were less respected by the general population because of the misgovernance by their generals. So June 4th was an event where the junior officers said, this is it. We need to end what was going on at that time. Although there were processes to return the country to democratic rule, there was a feeling that the country needed that revolution to reset and begin to, start a new journey towards prosperity. So the people, the junior military officers went after their superiors. And it's a long story because of, one TV program cannot really get us to exhaust what happened. But what I think we should learn from it is that, you see, when society decay, there's a natural process of correcting that, situation. And June 4th exemplify what can happen if leadership fail. And once you have leadership failure and nothing is being done by it, the citizens will take up the responsibility of fixing their situation. And June 4th was the event that gave Ghanaians the opportunity to reset the country, to question the status quo, and begin to advocate for weeding out corruption and restoring the Ghanaian dignity that motivated independence.
Okay, so after 41 years of the uprising, what has changed that makes it necessary for us to remember that day?
Well, historically, at least we have an example of when society decays, what happens. But practically, I think we have restored all the things that June 4th came to reverse. If you look at the decadence, is widespread. Today, the corrupt politicians are the role model of the youth. So I don't think the youth is even prepared to rise up against them. Like June 4th, the youth did to those who were messing up the country. There's so much monetization of our lifestyle that say that everybody is craving to get to the top. And the easier way to do it is to get into politics. And you can see that our politicians, most of them are more corrupt than those that the soldiers went after during June 4th. Because today, to run for basic office like MP, you have to spend a lot of money in order to win. And if that trend continues, at some point, you have to build a whole city in order to win a parliamentary seat. So society has decayed and moral values are dissipating. We are beginning to embrace certain, activities that our values are supposed to deal with. Corruption is becoming a normal thing. We all know certain things are going on in the country. Even people who are supporters of the ruling government, they know that certain things are going on and they are not right. But they patronize it because everybody is looking the other way and thinking that is the right way to go. You get corrupt, you get the best seat wherever you go. You get the front seat wherever you go. Because people are respected not because of their integrity, but because of their money, their resources. And the easier way to get it is to become a politician and be at the top and take advantage of that to exploit the people.
I'm Edna Sabonya. Join me on Today Ghana News TV for news updates on every Friday at 18 hours GMT. News updates are sponsored by Top Connect. Send money everywhere, no fees. You can follow us on all social media platforms at Today Ghana News TV.
Today's Ghana News TV is 2 years old, and we continue to give you the very best. Within our 2-year period, we have introduced our newspaper, the Evening Tribune. Tribune, when it comes, tribulation, you should expect it. It comes with all the hardcore news items, and we report it as it is, as you see it, and as you hear it. So do make a date with us. It comes out every Wednesday, so Thursday morning is right up there. get a copy of it and get more informed. Do get in touch with us, and we have any article, we will do the publication for you.
Yeah, it must say my show.
Almost $300 million.
So the show has come to stay. Mummy na yesu. Na yentiti o man. Na wonsom oni nipa.
E da na Ghana for dia. Enye BP dia. Enye NGT dia. Enye obi bia dia.
Pesa kufa. Because what to niamam and affecting all this. Fuel prices now what they buy.
Yeah, I just NGT for car be kwa Ghana card akodi ndai ni bi kama nasa.
Mene wo ka say ya ka. You know, you have to ask them to say,
Facebook, na Instagram, na YouTube, na Twitch, TodayGhanaNews TV, Anchor FM.
Yechia Ghana Food, my show is your show because a Ghana inti. And I show that to me is my show. The dog will be asking.
Hello, Dr. Alifos.
Yes.
We are sorry that our network was just messing us up. But
No,
then
that's
we are
okay.
full. Thank you for that. Okay. So we were talking about whether the June 4th was worth celebrating, and then what it has helped to eliminate it from the country.
Yes, the June 4th, like I said, was a period where Ghanaians feel there was too much. Leadership was corrupt. Country was going toward the wrong direction. That decade was the level of decay was a motivation behind the June 4th uprising. What started as an effort to free President Rawlings, who was standing trial for mutiny, became a full-blown revolution that really shook the foundation of our country. That taught us that when you continue to take a country like Ghana towards the wrong direction, there's accountability day. June 4th was a day when leadership needed to account to the people, when the ordinary people could ask questions. Some military officers paid with their lives. And what it symbolizes was that the country needed to take a new direction. And then leaders should always be reminded that whatever they do, the people power cannot be told with. Because once it gets to a point where the people feel that it's enough, they're going to rise up against leadership. Now, the country has I mean, country made progress after that. When the PNDC came, a lot of things were done to improve the condition of our people. The PNDC embarked on massive rural development, extended electricity to most part of the country, and the country, went back on track. We started the Fourth Republic in 1992, so everything was fine until MPP government came the second time after President Kufuor. President Mahama and President Atamils came, and they put the country on the right and irreversible footing. For some time, our economy was beginning to develop. We're beginning to put certain infrastructure in place. And Ghana was now becoming known for being investors' destination. Now, the last 6 years, we can see the level of decay that has, been brought back worse than the June 4th, pre-June 4th. Because today there's so much corruption in Ghana. The very thing that June 4th was against. And you can see that society honor people who are corrupt and shove our heroes. Now, people growing up, now their aspiration is to get into politics because that's the easier way to succeed. So the consciousness and the values June 4th, highlighted seem to be disappearing. Now, in our classes, we don't teach things like this. So people don't know what June 4th is about. But I think it is very important that we go back to basics. We begin to make this part of our curriculum. Young ones should learn that this is how society corrected itself at some point. This is how you can restore values. And these are the values that we must cherish. We must respect each other because of values and not because of material. So the current order can be reversed if we continue not to celebrate June 4th, but we should rather celebrate the values that came with that and begin to reset our country to provide the needed support for every citizen, protect every citizen from exploitation, and then promote human rights.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. And unless you have something to add.
Well, like I said, June 4th brought about the NDC. And my advocacy is that people who join NDC now should learn about the June 4th because you can't detach the June 4th from the NDC. NDC is supposed to be advocating for restoration of these values. But we can only talk about it in opposition. When NDC comes back to power, they should demonstrate that June 4th gave birth to it. They should clean the system, begin to hold people accountable for messing up the system, for messing up our country. And the upcoming election, I don't think the economy is going to make us to stand out. We need to go back to June 4th values and begin to let Ghanaians know that NDC is going to stand for justice. It's going to stand for economic independence, try to take our country out of dependence on almost everything we consume, we import, to reverse that situation and put the country back on track. And that NDC is going to restore those values, hold people accountable for mismanaging our country. So I think that will really, position our party better than us trying to mimic the MPP by, engaging in this economic, I did this, I did that. Our country really need those values to stand out and then to make sure that our resources are used for productive purposes.
Okay, we are grateful for your time.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Back to me.
Okay. Moving forward, Minority in Parliament on Appointment Committee said they will not withhold approval of Chief Justice nominees, Justice Tokuno, though they won't agree with some of her judgments. Speaking at a press conference in the Parliament House, MP for Boku Central, Honorable Mahama Ayarga said the Chief Justice has distinguished herself in all endeavors.
A professed textualist like our CJ nominee abandoned the text and chose to read into the text of the Constitution a replacement text, quote, qualified to file nomination papers to contest for election as a member of Parliament. She read this into the Constitution, whilst the Constitution was dealing with qualified to be a member of Parliament. Instead of fidelity to the text of the Constitution, which the CJ nominee professed as a preferred approach to constitutional interpretation, she succumbed to what we believe was a flawed precedent set earlier by the Supreme Court in the ex parte Zaneto case. That is the Republic versus High Court, General Jurisdiction, Accra, ex parte Zaneto Rollins, Ashite, and National Democratic Congress Interested Parties, number 2 of 2015 to 2016, 1 Supreme Court Ghana Law Report, page 92. If even we admit that there should be some housekeeping matters at the point of filing nomination papers, that should be the appropriate province of legislation and not judicial enactment. What they did was to enact laws, the Supreme Court, not to interpret the text of the Constitution of Ghana. James Jachikwesin is gearing up to contest the by-election in Asin North, which has been brought about by the Supreme Court's decision. In that regard, we, the members of the Appointments Committee representing the National Democratic Congress, NDC, will not withhold our approval of the Chief Justice nominee by consensus. We will not withhold our approval of her by consensus. Her CV reveals a person of considerable experience, having served as a judge from the High Court to the Court of Appeal and ultimately at the Supreme Court. Women who have acquitted themselves should be given opportunities to occupy key national offices. Even as we disagree with her jurisprudence, we find her qualified to occupy the high office.
Former Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Dr. Frimpong Boateng, has been placed under investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Many Ghanaians, including renowned economist Dr. Kwame Pienim, has spoken against his arrest, calling it harassment. Speaking to journalists in Accra, Mr. Pienim said Dr. Frimpong Boateng to Tata to be honored instead of disgracing him.
Frimpong Boateng is anyway connected with Galamsey to promoting of Galamsey, from stopping it being eradicated. I'll be the first person to take him and take him to the police. What I'm saying is that in the investigation, when you are investigating somebody, people are deemed to be innocent until proven guilty. And somebody of a stature anywhere else in the world can be given self-recognition. I don't know the information the special prosecutor had, that whatever he's done, he might run away outside, and because of that, he needed to prevent. You could have taken his passport, but immediately it was done. We should know the charges. Are we made to infer that he's part of the criminal gang that is promoting Galamsey? Or what has he done? Or is he related to the defamation or the leaking of the report that he made to the president at the request of the president? If he did that, I'm not a lawyer, but I know I've been in public life long enough. In America, it will be called executive privilege. A minister talking to his president, you cannot use that as a charge against him for defamation. Mr. Gabriel Chodakun is an important member of the kitchen cabinet of the president. Captain Koda, a serious member of our security services and of the military. So his reputation is important for the security services. If somebody is defaming him, he has a right to try to defend himself. I have no problem with that. A personality like Professor Frimpong Boateng, there's somebody who's been saving lives in Ghana, and I don't think that we should disgrace him in the way it seems to be done. We need to show that we are delivering justice. For me, the president should rise to the occasion, pursue the investigation that he said he was going to do. He has a report now. If it's rubbish, let him do a press conference to say, my security forces have investigated all the allegations made by Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Up next is entertainment news by Sylvia Hoppy Annan.
And educative politics. Today before this honor, I will perform against I shall prosper. We are anointed and appointed to walk as a winner. Whoa.
Hello, Sylvia.
Hi, Edna.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What do you have for us for entertainment today?
Oh, I have a Nigerian actor with us today. I'll be granting him some interview. Hello, viewers. Welcome to Entertainment and Lifestyle on Today Ghana News TV. Today, we have a special guest joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. But before I introduce him, let's watch some of his work.
My son, you have to fight. Fight like a man. Fight for your right. You have to be strong. Yes.
See, Papa, for a man to step into the lion's den, that means he is so full of himself. Papa, I will crush them.
Yes.
I will tell them that Sulugede is the task of this
place. Yes, tell them.
Papa,
crush them. Yes, my son.
Oshimili! 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 Your son Chisom is here. The rock stands in the water. Does not say anything. It does not say anything. Hot or cool, the water cannot wash it away. You are fortified. You are fortified. You are fortified. You are fortified. Oshimili! Do! Oshimili! Do! Oshimili! No human born of a woman can hurt you. You are fortified. I say go. I say go! He that pursues a chicken shall fall. Shall fall. For your sake, I say go. Oshimili is happy with you.
Wow, that was a wonderful piece. I have the privilege to be joined by Meze Khalifa, who happens to be an actor, scriptwriter and a film producer. Good evening, Khalifa. We are happy to have you join
Good
us
evening.
this evening.
Thank you so much, and I'm happy to join you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Please, can you briefly tell us about yourself?
My name is Mazi Khalifa, and I hail from Nigeria, and I'm a film producer and also a movie director, and I've been writing movie scripts also. So I do a lot of films here in Nigeria as well.
Okay. So how did you get into the movie industry?
It's not easy. Film things here in Nigeria is quite complicated, you know. So I became an actor when I was in secondary school. Back then in secondary school, I used to do stage drama, you know. So after that, I had to travel to Ghana, to University of Ghana, to study linguistics and communications. So I had to come back to Nigeria, and that was how I pursued my acting career in Nigeria.
Wow. Omonaida is in the building.
The thing of you.
So, Khalifa,
yes.
how challenging is it? Yeah. How challenging is it combining acting, script writing, and also film production? How are you able to combine all this? What are the challenges you face in combining all these things?
Challenging there, Amo. Big challenging is there. Because, you know, writing scripts and producing at the same time. Hey, wahala dey inside. Because as a producer, you have to be creative. And also as a script writer, you still have to be creative. You'll be combining both producing and acting, and then making sure that your actors and your crew members are on standby. And then writing of scripts is creative, you know, trying to write different characters and putting them together and make it a film. Sylvia, wahala dey inside though. Wahala dey. Yeah, so.
Okay. What what are some important attributes of a producer?
The important attribute of a producer is creativity, focus, and giving it a mindset. As a producer, if you are creative and if you know what you are doing, if you are understanding, and if you are very sincere to your artist, I think a good producer will make out a good movies. Because you know, sometimes in Nigeria we make different films. We have different type of producers, and everybody with their different thinking and their different mindsets. But here in Nigeria, we the producers in Nigeria have our own way of making our own films and making it stand. So the ability of a producer depends on your creativity and your mindset. That is it. You understand? So it depends on your creativity and your mindset. Yeah.
Okay, so everything is about mindset
and creativity. That is if it's a bit art film, oh man. Yeah, if it's a bit art film, if you know sabi, nothing there for you.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Hollywood. Direct to Hollywood. Hey,
wow, amen.
Like
I say amen to that. It will come on.
Amen. Honestly, we are going to California, Hollywood, straight ahead. You and I will take you there. Don't worry. Niger, we die
amen,
here.
Amen. You know, I believe you now. I believe you now. You're my brother.
You know everything now. You know everything as you be now. So we go to Nollywood in 5 years' time.
Okay. So what are some of the movies and personalities that you've produced yourself?
I have done a lot of creative movies in time of big films, and I've worked in the life. I have worked in the life of Majid Michel, Nadia Buhari, and Jackie Akia. So I've done some of movies with them back then in Ghana, and here in Nigeria also have done some movies with in the life of Genevieve Bonaji, Destiny Etuko, Joel Edochie, and some of other persons that I've done some creative films with. So the only thing there is just getting them together, and most of them they are professionals. So getting them together and giving them a good story and a good set film to shoot. So working with personalities like them are very, very impressive. So I must confess, I really, really appreciate working with them. They are so nice people.
Who do you look up to in the industry? As in, who's your mentor?
Mel Gibson. He's from Hollywood.
Okay.
Yes, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson. He's the producer of a Hollywood movie titled Apocalypto. And then secondly, in Nigeria, my second mentor in Nigeria is Kule Afolayan. He's the producer of The Rising Sun. That man is very, very extraordinary. Kule Afolayan. He is my mentor. So I love him so much. I'm looking forward to follow, his step and to do other things that have to do with him in terms of film. And secondly, I'm also looking forward to work with Sylvia Ian. We die here, me and you. We'll come Nigeria.
Okay.
We'll come Nigeria by fire, by force.
Hey, yeah, I'll try. I'll try to come to Nigeria. Don't worry. You see me in Nigeria very soon. Have you worked with other producers? Amen. Amen. I'll come there. Don't worry. At the right time. Have you worked with other producers from other countries? And what was your experience from working with them?
I've worked with some other producers in Ghana, in Cameroon, in Tanzania, in Kenya. But the difference there is different mindsets. Different producers have their own different type of thinking and their own different type of making films. Here in Nigeria, we have our own culture in terms of we like telling stories with our own local ability and our own local English. We are bestly known with our pidgin. This our waiting they happen. We like making movies in that aspect. And most of the movies we make is basically on our culture, on our pidgin English. That alone sells Nigerian movie. In terms of you want to ask somebody, well, more waiting that happen now, I they be waiting they happen. So we make movies that entice other producers. Yeah. So we make that entice other producers out there. So I have worked with several of them, and I have seen that they have several type of thinking and several type of creativity. But I think I am okay with pattern of Nigerian aspect that we does. We make films. In the world we have three woods. We have Hollywood, we have Bollywood, and we have Nollywood. You understand?
Yes.
So every other wood na counterfeit. Any other person wey tell you is another wood, you dey na counterfeit. You understand? So it's up to you to join the wood you want to join. Join Nollywood. Sylvia, join Nollywood.
I'll join Hollywood. Okay. What's like does the actor live behind the camera? In reality, are they living the life we see on our screens?
Most of them lives the life they pursue on the screen. Why majority of them lives a fake life? You understand? Majority of them lives a fake life. People think, people movie pays. Yes, we know, or we all know that movie pays a whole lot of money. But most artists in Nigeria, and not just Nigeria alone, both in Ghana and every other African country, lives fake life. What you don't have, you feel you have it. Now, looking after the other things, some persons they drive expensive cars, living in mansions and all those things. People will think, is it acting that are paying this with this kind of money? They are spending lavishly. Most of them also have secret businesses that they are doing. Some of them has boutique, salons, supermarket that they are handling. And when time of film movie comes, they will go for movie. And why some other of the ladies are doing runs? Ashawo, and they do. Well, yeah, they do have plenty. You understand? So they do them to take top up. But movie pays. But majority of all those our celebrities are living fake life. Trust me, it's fake life. So, but movie pays as well. And so the only thing is there is as an actress or as an actor, you use your head and know what else.
All right. What special thing is the Nigerian movie industry doing that is keeping or sustaining them in business, whilst our Ghanaian industry is missing out on that? Can you hit a bit on that for us?
Ghana, na the music, make a phone and speak this in another language, na the music, because you know we are here in Nigeria, we work hard and we put hard work in our movies. You know, most of our good films in time of Rising of the Sun, we shoot big films in time of King of Boys. We shoot big films in time of the Living in Bondage. The type of movies Nigerians shoot, Ghanaians can never go to the extent of shooting those films. Because if you come in time of African movies, everybody knows it's Nigeria. Ghanaians has a lot to learn in time of movies. When I come and shoot them film now, understand? You pay me money, I will shoot you how to do film. You understand? So in my own prospect aspect, so Ghanaians has a lot to learn in terms of Nigerian films because we shoot good quality cameras, good language, good directing, good stories. You know, Ghanaians are full of one story. When you come to Ghana, they will say, my patron, about why? My patron, your friend was saying, I stay in Ghana, I know all those language. But for here in Nigeria, we be Nigerian people, we be Nigeria, we die here. You understand? So if you ask me, Nigerians make good films and Ghana has a lot to learn. You understand? So that's it.
Do you have any suggestions that can contribute to the Ghanaian industry rising back into business?
Well, my suggestion for that is you people should love yourself. Make una dey love yourself and make una dey unite. Ghanaian movie productions are not in unity. Most of them have pride. Most of them they feel pompons once they have small change for their hands. They go begin they do anyhow, they shine, do anyhow. You people need Ghanaian film productions need to be unity. See, in Nigeria, we are very, very organized. We love ourselves and we support. Ghanaian movie people doesn't support themselves. You understand? So Nigerians support themselves, they push themselves, and that's why I see Nigerian films, Nigerian music, and Nigeria every other thing that has to do with Nigerian entertainment is going higher and higher and higher. So Ghana has a lot to learn. These people need to sit down. Ghanaian movie production need to sit down, be creative, support yourself, understand yourself, love one another, and then help yourself to grow. Una do dey help una self grow. Na wetin make una still dey where una dey. I know they talk about you, Sylvia. I know say you dey different. I talk about Ghanaian movie production as a whole. Make una tell them say na wetin Mazi Khalifa talk. I dey my heart, make they come beat me.
Okay, I will tell them. Make no worry.
And then tell them.
No worry. I will tell them well. Then go study. I will tell them. Don't worry. Before you go, what should your fans expect from you? Because today they are really watching you. What should they expect from you? Do you have any blockbusters coming up for them?
Mommy, film dey we get blockbuster film we won't shoot, and you know say that one wey I tell you I go shoot, I go invite to come Nigeria. Now him be the next film I go do. That one a bomb, strictly DXTV. If you come, I go first. You go speak Nigerian English for that film. You go speak Pidgin English for that film. So I have like 3 projects I'm working on, and it's going to be extremely nice. It's going to be a born and blockbuster movie strictly on GoTV. So if from now to in 2 weeks time, I think I should be ready to start projecting the film. So my fans should be ready to watch. Make them ready to watch because as you dey here so na film we dey do, nothing we dey do for our life na film. So I have already told everybody, even my children, I've told them that I'm inviting some artists, some celebrity from Ghana. Her name is Happy Sylvia Anang. You go come Nigeria, we die here, me and you. Die here.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Khalifa. We're going to have you more on our program.
Mass speak small Igbo for people who
we
hear
should
Igbo.
be coming more on this platform so that you give the message to your fans. I'm sure they really enjoyed you today.
I go to come. I'll be to say when I will even cook rice for this show when I do today. At least now for don't share rice, give all of us the way we will do for the show. Even another minute and self now your guy no even share. I bet next time when I cook rice for this show, when I share rice, more they chop rice. All right. Greet me your guy. Say me hi to your guy. God go bless you now. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Amen.
Right.
He's blessed.
All right.
Hi, Sylvia.
Viewers, that was Khalifa Meze, and that will be all for entertainment and lifestyle on Ghana News TV.
And educative politics. Today before this honor, we perform against I shall prosper. We are anointed and appointed to walk as a winner. Whoa.
I will be reading some of your Facebook messages. From Aisha Frepon. Today, Ghana is simply the best. Thank you, Aisha. Watching from Hamburg, Germany. Okay, thank you. From Osei Superior. Watching from Barcelona, Spain. Thank you, Osei. From Patience Darko. Watching you from Hamburg, Germany. Thank you, Patience. From Brimpon, Bosiako, watching from Warsaw, Poland. I have watched some of from Enoch Ofosumesa. We appreciate you coming back with the best in news and information. Thank you, Enoch. From Brimpon, watching from Warsaw, Poland. I have watched some of his movies and he is fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so that will be it for tonight. And thanks for watching news updates. My name is Edna Sagbonya. You can log on to our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Today Ghana News TV. News updates was sponsored by Top Connect. Send money everywhere, no fees.